If you want to live like the 1%, you have to manage money like the 1%, not someday, but today. Most people don't have a money problem, they have a mindset problem. They don't track. They don't plan. They don't ask the hard questions. And because of that, they stay stuck, stressed, reactive, always behind. But the 1% do something different. They treat money with respect. They know where every dollar goes. They make smart moves every day, not just when things fall apart. This isn't about earning millions. This is about learning how to think, act, and move like people who stay ahead, calm, focused, prepared. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, tired of feeling anxious every time a bill comes in, and tired of pretending it's all okay, this is your wake-up call. In this audiobook, you'll learn how to manage your money like the 1% do, clearly, strategically, and confidently. No hype, just results. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Clean up your financial mess before it ruins you. You have to clean up your financial mess before it ruins you. That's the first truth about money that most people avoid. They avoid it because it's uncomfortable. They avoid it because facing reality takes courage. But here's the thing. If you don't take charge of your money, it will eventually take charge of you. And when it does, it won't be kind. It won't care about your dreams. It won't care about your stress. It will simply collapse everything you're trying to build. So if you're serious about becoming like the 1%, this is where you start, not by earning more, but by fixing what's already broken. You start by sitting down and looking at every piece of the mess. How much debt you've got, what bills are unpaid, how often you're spending without thinking. You write it all down. Not to feel bad, but to finally get honest with yourself. Most people walk around with financial anxiety because they never slow down to look at the numbers. They guess. They assume. They hope it's not that bad. But hope is not a plan. The 1% don't hope they know. They know where every dollar is and why it's there. You've got to treat your money like it matters, even if you don't have much right now. If it's a mess, it means you've got habits that need to change. It means you've been doing things without thinking. It means your spending is emotional, reactive, and often unconscious. The problem isn't just the bills, it's the mindset that created those bills. And the longer you ignore it, the deeper it gets. Start by being honest about your situation. That takes strength. Don't hide from the numbers. You need to know exactly how much you owe, who you owe it to, and when it's due. You need to know what subscriptions are draining your bank account, what expenses you can cut today, and what you're doing with your money that's not helping your future. Most people think they'll clean it up once they start earning more. That's a lie, because if you can't manage $500, you won't manage $5,000. And if you can't manage $5,000, $50,000 will only multiply the mess. Money doesn't change habits, it exposes them. The 1% don't start by earning more. They start by getting clear, getting clean, and getting focused. Now is the time to draw the line. You don't need more income to take control. You need more awareness, more responsibility, more self-respect. You've got to stop the bleeding. Cancel the things you don't use. Track every expense for the next 30 days. Write down where every dollar goes. You'll be shocked how much you waste without noticing. That's the mess. It's not just about debt, it's the daily drift. It's that feeling of being out of control, and you don't even know why. Fix that. You also need to stop lying to yourself. Telling yourself you deserve that new thing you can't afford. That one small splurge won't hurt. That next month will be better. Those are the thoughts that broke your financial rhythm. The 1% don't think like that. They think long-term. They plan their future. They avoid self-sabotage. They say no to temporary pleasure so they can build permanent freedom. That's what money is for, not for showing off, not for escaping life, but for giving yourself real control over your time and future. You've got to develop discipline not for the world, but for yourself. Because discipline leads to dignity. When you're in control of your money, you walk taller, you sleep better, you stop stressing every time your phone buzzes, worried it's another payment reminder. You stop feeling ashamed when someone asks how much debt you have. You take pride in your progress because you earned it by showing up for yourself. And this isn't about becoming rich overnight. That's not how it works. Real financial success is built slowly, quietly, consistently. It's not loud, it's not flashy, it's not exciting. It's responsible. And that's what most people avoid: responsibility. But if you want to live like the 1%, you have to think like them, and they think differently. They don't ignore problems. They solve them. They don't blame the system. They fix their habits. They don't live in denial. They live in data, clarity, and truth. So you start today. You look at the numbers. You look at your spending. You look at your income. You admit the truth. Maybe it's not good. Maybe it's embarrassing. But you face it anyway. Because the pain of honesty is better than the pain of regret. And when you start fixing your money, you start fixing your life. Your relationships get better, your stress drops, your confidence rises. Why? Because you're no longer hiding, you're no longer lying to yourself, you're doing the work. Cut the waste. Stop pretending it's okay to live paycheck to paycheck while spending on things you don't need. That's not normal. That's survival. The 1% don't survive, they build, they plan. They create margin, and you can do the same. You can stop reacting to money and start controlling it. You can stop hoping things improve and start making them improve. Make a list of your non-essential expenses. Be brutal. Be honest. Do you really need that app subscription, that extra food delivery, that shopping habit you use to feel better? Every dollar you waste today is a dollar you'll wish you had tomorrow. Don't wait until you're in crisis. Clean it up now while you still have the power to decide. If your finances are out of control, it's not because you're a bad person. It's because you've built habits that aren't working. That's fixable, but only if you stop ignoring it. Nobody will do this for you. Nobody's coming to rescue you. The government won't fix it. Your job won't fix it. Only you will. And that's the good news, because it means you're in control. Start where you are. It doesn't matter how deep the whole island. What matters is that you stop digging, and then you start climbing. One habit at a time, one choice at a time. You stop spending to feel good. You start saving to feel safe. You track your money daily. You hold yourself to a new standard, not perfection, progress. The 1% live by systems. They automate, they track, they review. Every week they sit down and look at their numbers. They know their income, their expenses, their debt, their goals. That's not boring, that's power. You need to build that system for yourself. Pick a day, every week, review your money, update your numbers. Ask yourself, am I getting better or worse? If it's worse, fix it. If it's better, keep going. The moment you take your money seriously, everything changes. You stop feeling like a victim. You start feeling like a builder. You stop wasting time blaming the past. You start investing in your future. You stop thinking about what you can't afford. You start focusing on what you can create. That shift from reacting to building is what separates the 1% from everyone else. And don't wait until you feel ready. You'll never feel ready. Start while it's messy. Start while it's hard. Start while it's scary. The longer you wait, the worse it gets. So decide now you're done living in financial stress. You're done wasting money. You're done ignoring the numbers. From now on, you live like someone who respects their future. Because that's what managing your money really means. It means you care about the life you're trying to build. You don't have to be rich to take control. You just have to care enough about your future to stop avoiding the truth. Clean up the mess now before it gets worse. That's how you start thinking like the 1%. Not by chasing more, but by fixing what's already broken. Because if you don't fix the foundation, it doesn't matter how much money you make. The cracks will grow, the stress will multiply. And sooner or later, the whole thing will fall apart. Don't let it come to that. Clean it up now. Clean it up for good. Then build something that lasts. That's the difference. That's the mindset. That's how the 1% do it. And so can you. Chapter 2. Start treating money like something you truly respect. Most people never get ahead financially because they never learn to respect money. They use it, they spend it, they chase it, but they don't respect it. And when you don't respect something, it doesn't stay with you. That's why so many people earn and lose, year after year. It's not about luck. It's not about the economy. It's about how they treat money. If money is always leaving your hands, you have to stop and ask, what kind of relationship have you built with it? Because if you treated your best friend the way you treat your money, they would have left a long time ago. Respect begins with how you think. If you see money as just a tool to get through the week, you'll never grow it. If you see it as something that comes and goes, that's all it will ever do. But if you begin to see it as something that deserves care, attention, protection, and structure, that's when things start to shift. It's not about worshipping money, it's about honoring it. It's about realizing that money, when treated right, can help you build freedom, stability, and peace of mind. When treated wrong, it will drain you, stress you, and ruin your future. Look at how you handle money every day. Are you careful with it, or are you careless? Do you check your accounts regularly, or do you avoid looking? Do you make thoughtful choices before you spend? Or do you spend first and regret later? Every small action is a sign of how you feel about money deep down. Respect is not a feeling, it's a habit. And most people have never built those habits because they've never been taught to. Start simple. When you get paid, don't rush to spend. Stop and think. Ask yourself, what's the smartest thing I can do with this? Not the easiest, not the most fun, the smartest. Respecting money means you pause. It means you plan. It means you look at your future and ask, how can I use this money to make life better later, not just easier now? That's a question most people never ask. But the 1% do. Every single time. The way you talk about money also matters. If you keep saying, I'm broke, or I'm just not good with money, that becomes your identity, and what you believe, you repeat. The 1% don't speak like victims, they speak with intention. They say, I'm learning to handle money well. I'm building a better financial future. I make smart choices with what I have. That kind of language creates action, and that action creates results. It's not magic, it's maturity. Respect also means you stop playing games with your money. No more gambling, no more impulsive purchases, no more using it to escape emotions. People often use money to feel better. They shop